Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Childhood Finds, and thank you for joining me here today. We're doing our weekly What Sold video, and it's been a really good sales week. I mean, really good. I almost touched my record between all of my platform sales, so that's really exciting to get close to the record I set for myself in, I think it was November, December. And so to be able to touch that, and it's not fourth quarter, is really awesome. So sales are keeping up. I am continuing to list quite a bit, and I keep trying to push myself a little more each week. And the listed value of so this week I listed 101 new listings. They totaled out to $3,251 for all those listings. And so I have set a new goal for myself, and my goal now is to list 90 items a week at least, and to have a $3,000 listed value for all of those items. Eventually, my goal, I would like to get around $15,000 per month listed, if I can meet that. That just depends on what is out there, what I can get from my source, all of those factors. But I'm trying to push my goals a little bit further as I am doing well meeting them. And then, so my sales this week, I ended up selling 79 listings across 3 platforms. And that was 73 on eBay, 4 on Mercari. Mercari made a showing this week, guys. Like, I am going to be making over $100 from Mercari this week. And that's been a long time since I've been able to make that much off of Mercari in a week. And then I had 2 on Poshmark. And nothing yet on Etsy, nothing on Depop. And I am also listing on Facebook Marketplace more this month as well. So hopefully I'll be able to share that kind of stuff with you too. And then right now I currently have 2,160 items listed, and also my gross sales on just eBay this last week were 2,900. Sorry, all those little facts were kind of discombobulated, but you get the point. It's late, me doing this video. Mondays are crazy now, and I'm tired, but we're getting this video done. I did have a couple of viewer questions that I want to touch base on. A viewer asked how I add videos to my listings and if I can only do that from a computer, essentially. And so I personally do most of my listing from my phone, nearly all of it. So you absolutely can list from your phone and add videos. It's just a little bit of a workaround you have to do. So I'm going to add in a screen recording of me adding a video into my listing, and hopefully that'll help you be able to do it if you are also like me and mostly list from your phone. So I will put that in right here. So you're going to start by opening your eBay app, and I'm going to click my draft listing here with my dog. Then once that finally loads, here's the listing. It's just a test listing that we are going to add this video to. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out of my app, and I'm going to go to my browser on my phone. And I'm going to type in ebay.com/sellerhub. And then after that loads, you're going to say start using SellerHub, click that. And then you're going to enter your credentials, your email, username/password. Then you're going to log in and see this. It looks like your computer. And then you're going to go in and click the Listings tab. And once you click that, you're going to hit Drafts. Then you'll just go to this listing that we were just working on, and I hit Resume Draft. Then it loads, and I go to that button that says Add, go to my photo library. Then you can see this other video of my dog, and I'm going to click that video. There it is. And then I'm going to click Add up in the top right corner. And then I'm going to wait here until it loads. You can see the second box that popped up after my dog's photo. I'm going to sit and wait until it loads what the video looks like. And then once it does, it will say under review. I just do that to make sure that the video goes through and I don't click out too soon. So there you see it says under review. They check all the videos, so it might take a little bit to show on your listing, but it's there. So then after I do that,
all I'm going to do is scroll to the bottom, and I'm going to hit save for later, and then I can finish the rest of this on my phone.
So hopefully if you're like me, that helped you. The one other viewer question I want to touch base really quick on is mileage tracking. So how I do it, and what I do is I have an app. I personally use Stride is what it's called. And it has some downfalls. It doesn't always track my mileage great, but it's free. Everything I do on it is free, and at the end of the year I can get a little year-end tax summary. I've used it for a couple years now. I'm fine with it. Every once in a while, when you are tracking your miles, because it will track for you, it will kind of glitch and not quite get everything. So there are absolutely downfalls to it, but it's free. And I am just better at doing that than, say, writing down my mileage for when I start and when I end my sourcing. So I like to have it just tracking my vehicle as I am driving and then turning it off when I am done. So you just go on there and click like start tracking and it'll follow you GPS wise, and then it'll just throw that into a calculation and you can kind of keep track of it. And you can make notes on each of the trips as well. And I have heard I think it's Mile IQ. That one I've heard people like. I have never personally used it, but I've heard people like it. So those are the two apps that I want. Stride is the one I've used for a couple of years, and Mile IQ, I believe is what it's called, I have heard decent things about. So maybe those could help you in your business. And so now that we've talked too much, let's get to some sales. I have a lot of sales to share with you. I am getting closer to probably splitting into 2 what sold videos a week, especially because then I believe I could answer more viewer questions as well and not make it such a long drawn out video. So let me know your thoughts on that. I don't know if that might be more beneficial to split it into 2. So let's get started on some sales. This first one is a very nice Department 56 sale. I have sold a good amount of Department 56 this week, and I am officially in the profit on that big buy I did, so I'm very excited about that. But this one is the North Pole series, A Naughty or Nice Detective Agency. It was basically brand new, had all the pieces, sold within a day or two after listing for $100, and I have roughly $6 or so into each piece. This one was surprising. It is a Walk Stool Comforts 30-inch lightweight fold-up aluminum hiking stool. It had the tags. Even without the tags, it would have sold pretty decently. And it sold within a few days for $50. Or it was about a week. Sold in about a week for $50. And this really wasn't that bad to pack. It folded up. And so I just had to make a long box. And I know that I put in the exact dimensions, and I think that helped sell it because a lot of people had these listed and the shipping price was kind of crazy, but this sold really fast. I'm definitely becoming even more of an everything seller, guys. I really am going to be touching on everything now. So hopefully that can benefit you guys to learn all sorts of different things. I just am finding more and more things from my source. This week I picked up tools, or just today I picked up tools, and I don't really know what they do, but I'm testing them and learning new things. So I look forward to being able to share that kind of stuff with you too in the future, and hopefully just have more and more videos about interesting things and items. And this one here is a black metal cookbook book stand recipe holder. They have little weights on them that you can see. These aren't the best buy. It depends. Some of them I have sold for decent money, but this one, it took a long time to sell. And I also realized it still had priority mail, so that also hurt selling this. But it sold for $22. Took a long time. I think I should have fixed the shipping. It just had been listed for so long, so not the best. This is from the Basque Kitchen Cookbook from 1973, Reno, Nevada, and this one sold for $29.95, and I'd say it's been listed a month maybe or so, but it wasn't in perfect condition, and I picked this up for $1. That's why I love those spiral cookbooks. This is Karen Simply Soft Yarn. It's 3 skeins, sold for $11.95. It is not a home run money maker, guys, but it's easy, so easy. And as long as you price them competitively, yarn can move pretty decently. This is a Waterford Millennium Happiness lead crystal toasting glass. And this actually sold for a best offer of 25 in less than a week. And I I mean, got it from my source. Really happy with how fast that sale was. And also, I am noticing I'm getting better at, I'm getting some better items there, so my sell-through rate's kind of picking up a little bit, which is exciting. You guys know I'm mostly long tail, but it's exciting to have some of the fast movers. This is a papyrus 4 by 6 inch enameled leaves jeweled photo frame. This was a very pretty one, and it sold for a best offer of $30. I would say it's been listed maybe 6 months. Got it at a yard sale for $2 though. I love my 1084 or 1083 shipping boxes for those kind of frames. They just fit very well. You can have adequate packing in there. They just work really well for those kind of stand-up frames. This I got from my source, and it was listed for a very short period of time. It's Bonito or Bonetto Digit Watch Ring Cameo Rhinestones Adjustable Gold Tone Vintage Untested. It was a watch, so you lifted up this little piece of the cameo, and it was a watch under there, and it was a ring. It was a style, but it sold very quick. I couldn't find any just like this in this brand, so I priced kind of high for the brand, and it sold fast. I probably could have got more, honestly. And here's Department 56, Snow Village, McDonald's light up sign. This had a little bit of a flaw, but still sold very, very fast for $46.95. And if you've been with me a while, you know I picked up a lot of the Bean Nikki plush, and I have made my money on those, but I have a few still lingering, and this is one of them. This is Disneyland Resort Mickey as Gurr Grizzly River Run 8-inch Bean plush. And it sold for $22.45. Or no, not $22.45, sorry. It sold for $18 in the best offer. And I had 75 cents into all of those Mickeys. And here's a Radco. It's a Radco Snowman Shivery Timbers Christmas Ornament Limited Edition. Guys, I got a lot of Radco off of Facebook Marketplace, and it was a good lot. I am so excited about it. I have one I cannot identify. I am currently waiting to be approved to join some Christopher Radco groups, but there are some pretty good ones in this lot. And when I got there, it was the nicest man, but he told me, he said, well, we have to clear this house and the thrift stores won't take holiday stuff, so I was going to throw these out if no one wanted them. And my eyes probably bulged out of my face when he said it, because out of the six I listed, it's over $300 worth, and I have the one that I don't know what it is, or I don't have a name for it. I can't find it on Google Lens, nowhere. So I am very curious about that one, but I paid $20 for seven of them. I was so over the moon excited about it. And, but yeah, I am excited to be able to share some of those sales hopefully in the future with you. This is, I already said what it is, but this one sold for $22.95. This one I believe I got for $1 a while back. Took a long time to, took a decent amount of time to sell, but it's March and it's selling. This is a 2007 Age of Empires 3 by Tropical Games. It was unpunched, not played, but open. Sold for $89.96 on my sale. And I got this at a estate sale for $3. It did take a fair amount of time to sell, but it sold. And I'm willing to wait for that kind of money. This I got from my source this week, and it's a 3D dot game heroes. It's for the PS3, and it still was sealed, just had a small tear in it, and it sold for $54.95, and it went international, so it is out of my hands now. I love international sales. This is one of the RPG books I picked up recently, and it's Forbidden Psalm Kill Sample Process hardcover book. Sold for a best offer of 10% off, so it was about $36. And these I'm showing you, so I actually had three of this exact one, and it's vintage sterling silver Avon The Secret Key skeleton key ring adjustable size. Same buyer came and bought all three of them for $35 each, so $105 for three Avon rings. Yes, they were sterling, but they were teensy, but very, very sought after. This is Sesame Street Kermit the Frog and Grover 45 RPM record. And this one's been listed for a little while. I got this at a thrift store in one of those little kid totes. It was a Mickey and Minnie Mouse 45 record kid tote, and I got some good valuable ones out of that tote that I paid $12 for, and this one sold for $13.45 on the sale. This is Indigenous Native American Seminole Folkwear Jacket Skirt Sewing Pattern, and it sold for $14.36 actually, and I think I have about $2 into this piece. And I am running more sales right now, and the sales mostly are revolving around my older stuff because I really just want to move some of the older stuff that's been sitting, work on getting all that stuff out of here so I can start really bringing in new, more valuable stuff. Just I I want to sell more. You know, I am really focusing on getting more things out of here. This is That 70s Show complete series, 1 through 8. It was used, sold for $24.95. Same day I listed it, just priced it right where it should be, very competitively, and it went. This I got off Facebook Marketplace in a Scentsy lot, and this is Scentsy Buddy Disney Lion King plush Pumbaa stuffed animal with the scent pack, and it sold for a best offer of $20. These I think I underpriced, but I put them with when I looked up the specific like COC and everything, it was comparable, but they sold very, very fast. I do think I could have got more for these. They're very vintage. People love this style, but they're gold-filled frames, rimless, and they had the little case. They sold for $24.95. Probably could have got more. I have a previous Department 56 buyer that came back and bought this one and another one, but this one specifically was one of my more valuable ones, and it's the Little Space Explorers, and it sold for $41. I was excited about this. My source found some strategy guides, and this was one of them. It's Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green Prima Official Game Strategy Guide. Sold for a best offer of $54. Some strategy guides can be really worth some money. I've sold quite a few of them for good money. This has been listed for years, and it's Brain Art Triangular Strategy or Strategic Game from 2004. It was new. It's going international. I never have to think about it again. It sold for $17.05. Not probably my best buy. I probably paid $1 or $2 for it. This is the Discovery Study Bible, Guided Exploration of God's Word, leather bound. I can't quite remember where I got this, but the most I would have paid is probably at Goodwill for $2.99, and it sold for $26.95. Here's Royal Albert Old Country Roses Creamer and Sugar Dish, and this came from a different source I have, the one that I bought the Grateful Dead bear from, and it sold for 10% off of this, so around $36 for this set. The Royal Albert pattern, I am very impressed with its sell-through, guys. It is a pattern to look for. Let me see if I can show you the stamp. So there it is, Old Country Roses, Royal Albert. I'm very impressed with the sell-through on this pattern. And here is this is probably the most valuable Department 56 piece I have personally in my lot, and it was Frankie's Hot Dog. I had an offer for $146. I probably could have held out and got my asking or a little bit under, but $146 right now sounded pretty good, so I took it. And the buyer was very nice. We had to go through, they had to cancel, and like it was a whole thing, but it's sold, it's on its way. They were very nice. I am hopeful that it will make it safely. This one was very cute. It's a metal butterfly magnifying glass enamel rhinestones paperweight. And reed, because it has a little bit of flaws to it, not completely perfect, but still sold for $22.45. I picked this up at a garage sale, I think for $1 or $2, or it might have been my mother-in-law that grabbed it. I feel like I have a vague recollection of that. And it's been listed, though, probably 9+ months, so it definitely took some time to sell. Probably would have sold faster if it was in perfect condition, though. And here, I showed this in a haul video, and it's a September 27th, 2015 Oakland Athletics versus Giants San Fran game used base. just this darn thing. I pre-packed it. I am so glad I pre-packed it. And I actually took it to UPS to ship. This was a time that it was cheaper to go onto Pirate Ship and buy the label. So I was able to give a little bit of a refund to the buyer. I was able to even the insurance purchasing on there is cheaper than buying it on eBay. So I might start utilizing Pirate Ship a little bit more because it was definitely worth it in this case for this big item. And the buyer was very nice. I'd done an auction on this item and they asked if I would take 200 if it didn't sell. Didn't sell. I listed it for 200 for them. They bought it immediately and were very, very pleasant. This is Funko Pop TARDIS number 227 BBC Doctor Who. This had a damage box. I'm going to be honest. When it comes to Funkos, I almost always put damage box, even if it's perfect, because Funko buyers, they want it to be like sparkling. I mean, I just always protect my butt and I show every side, every corner, all of the parts of the box. This came from my friend for free, which was really nice of her, and it sold for $19.95. And this I got from my source. This is going to be some blasphemy to some of you guys, but I'm going to tell you what I did with this. It's a Lego Harry Potter Hogwarts Great Hall. It was unopened bags, sealed. So this box was kind of beat up, and we thought that it was possibly someone taped it shut. So we'd opened the box, found all of it was sealed. So it was brand new, technically, open box. But the box was a little bit beat up, and I just realized shipping this with the box, it was huge. The box was oversized, and I realized it only added $5 to $10 value, maybe, but it added about $15 to $20 in shipping. And also the packing of it. So I just took it out of the box and sold it like this. It felt wrong to do that. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It was just, it felt so wrong to get rid of that box, but it was just like, it was, I know I could have got a little more, but it saved me the time of packing it. It saved me I didn't have to show all the flaws of the box. I know I could have got a little more with the box, but it was just, this was so much easier to pack. It was my lazy moment, but it sold very fast for $75. I am not a huge Lego person, so I am so sorry if you are a Lego collector. And just know that if I had shipped it in the box, guys, I would have very well protected it. I'm not one of those people that would slap a label on it. It was going to be very well boxed, so it was going to take me a little bit. I was going to have to make a box for it. And I was just having one of those days where I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. So, yeah, I did that. A little blasphemous, probably. And here's one more little decorative frame on eBay, and it's Pride Interiors double photo picture frame. It was decorative, it had enamel and floral accents, just a pretty little frame, and it sold for $17.95. Then we have one on Poshmark, and this is Thinking Man, the Thinker brass 7-inch statue bookend. It was just the singular one. If it had the pair for this, it would have been around $35 roughly. And then I had to go and put Mercari on a different browser. Mercari is weird loading, guys. It is so weird for me. It just, sometimes it doesn't want to, and it doesn't want to on certain browsers some days, and it's just weird. But I had some good sales there. And this is Lego Bionicle Warriors Axon Mask of Truth Titan. It was not in perfect condition, but I sold for $50 so quickly on Mercari, and the fees really are just so much better on Mercari. Of course, eBay is always going to be my main platform, but it is kind of nice to save a little bit on those fees. Then this one also came from my source as well as with the Bionicles, and this is Pokemon Platinum exclusive. I never played with this Pokemon. Giratina figure, pre-order promo with box. It was a sealed figure inside. The box was beat up, but it sold within the same week of listing for $31 on. Then finally, we have some True Religion World Tour blue straight jeans with flap, men's size 42-32. Sold for best offer of $35 on Mercari. So I definitely had some nice sales on Mercari. So I'm going to keep trying to cross list. It is nice making that extra bit of money, and hopefully I will have some Etsy sales next week. That's what I'm hoping to share with you. Just imagine if I could share a sale with you from all 6 of my platforms. That would be a very cool week. But guys, thank you for joining me. I don't know if I will be able to get to a second video this week. Ramping up my reselling business is definitely stretching me a little bit thin nowadays. But I'm excited for the possibilities. So that's why I'm maybe thinking of switching into 2 what solds a week. I still want to do other videos, research, etc., things like that. I'm also, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start helping my mom with my dad's things. So I might be talking a little bit about, you know, handling an estate, doing things like that too in the future, because I think that's something that so many of us have to endure and so many of us have to get through, that maybe that video could help someone if I compiled it. So that's kind of the plans for the future, guys. We are just taking it one day at a time as I continue to push through in this business. I hope your guys' sales are doing well, and I hope, that it's just going great for you guys if you're reselling. If not, I hope you're just having fun out there thrifting or finding treasures. Let me know in the comments, what your favorite item that you found recently is. So thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.